In this week's chapter of Bleach, the Fullbringers return to bring an end to the Bleach manga series. For the last couple of months, I've been jokingly saying that there is no way that the Bleach series can end this quickly. There are just way too many other little story elements to wrap up, too many other characters who've appeared, and we just got the announcement in the last week that the Bleach manga series is coming to a very swift end. It was teased in the last manga chapter, and we now have the official confirmation that this bitch is going down in 5 chapters. Is that going to be enough time to properly conclude the Bleach series? In my humble opinion, hell frickin' no. But we're going to take it for what it is and try to enjoy it. What I will say is, this week's chapter of Bleach was honestly not that bad. Although, it's another one of those cases where really not that much happened. I mean, the Quincy leader is getting ready to destroy the very fabric of the universe and create it in his very own image. You have Renji, whose Zabimaru gets completely decimated in this chapter. It can't even break through this massive explosion that the Quincy King is creating. And then, of course, we have Jugram Hashwolf. That's right, Hash Browns himself looks like he's finally about to meet his maker, as all of the Quincy's have had their power sucked and siphoned up into the Quincy leader. Interestingly enough, it looks like Hashwolf is actually going to take all of the damage that was done on Oryu Ishida and put it upon himself, because he's just such a nice guy. Then, of course, we have the return of the Fullbringers. That's right, Tsukishima and Ginjo, and even their little video game playing little douchebag returns, although he's not really important, and neither really is Ginjo. Tsukishima is actually the one who actually ends up helping out Ichigo tremendously in this chapter. They claim that they're not on Ichigo's side and they're there simply to repay a debt, and that debt is going to include stabbing Ichigo in the shoulder, creating some sort of weird alternate future which will allow Orihime to use her abilities to bring his sword back. It's a little weird and a little confusing and slightly contrived, but honestly, I'm just glad that the Fullbringers have finally returned. They actually have some real big significance and importance to the conclusion of the Bleach series. It's almost as if Kubo himself is saying, to all the people who hated the Fullbringer arc, guess what? Now it's really important. So Ichigo, you finally got your get out of jail free card, you got your powers back, your Zanpakuto has returned, it's as kick-ass looking as usual. How are you going to defeat the Quincy leader now? Well, we're just going to have to keep reading and find out as we get this much closer to the conclusion of the Bleach series. So what's the rundown on this week's chapter of Bleach? Wow, the Fullbringers finally returning. I didn't imagine that it was going to be like this, but the minute I saw that sword stabbing through Ichigo, my first thought is, that's going to be Tsukishima. It's going to be Tsukishima right there. Turn the page, bye, it's Tsukishima! For those who follow the Bleach manga series and know all of the ins and outs, it does make sense as to why Tsukishima and Inoue were able to combine their abilities together and give Ichigo his powers back. Is it a little contrived? Just a little bit, just a tad, but I'm glad that they were able to include those characters. The problem is, we only have a couple of chapters to go, and I'm really not sure they're going to be able to wrap up everything. I mean, we still don't know what happened to Urahara. I'm just going to assume he's going to be alive at this point. Aizen is hanging out in a chair somewhere. I'm guessing they're just going to sweep him entirely under the rug, unless he's going to play some sort of pivotal role in the finale. Maybe he's in cahoots with the Quincy leader. Maybe he's just waiting for that perfect moment so that he can be fully revived and released from his chair of doom. All I know is, it's all speculation at this point. I just wish that there was more to go. Like, I wish there was at least 20 chapters as opposed to 5 chapters left, because there's just barely any time, which basically means the next couple of chapters are probably just going to be dominated by a lot of kick-ass action and then a very swift ending, which is not the type of ending that I wanted for the Bleach series. This is an epilogue that I really wanted to wrap up everything nicely with each individual character, because there are a lot of characters in Bleach and everyone has their favorites, everybody has their favorite pairings. Ichigo and Inoue, Renji and frickin' Rukia, that's my personal pairing. Like, I want to see what's going to happen in their futures, and I'm imagining maybe the final chapter will be a little bit longer than your typical manga chapter. All I know is, I cannot wait to see how they're going to be able to wrap all of this up in the next couple of chapters, because it's almost done. And if there's any sort of consolation prize to this, the silver lining, if you will, it's that when the manga version is done, they might go ahead and announce that anime version that we've all been wanting to see, and the anime version could improve on a lot of the bad parts of the final arc of Bleach. There could be a lot more explanation, they could make the finale more explosive, they could add in more characters. There's so much they could do with the final arc, especially if they put a lot of love behind it. And as someone who fell in love with the Bleach series by seeing the anime first, that is something that I really want to see. I need to stress, I was introduced to Bleach through the anime version. It wasn't through the manga. It wasn't until the anime decided to just stop at the very end of the Fullbringer arc that I decided to go ahead and start looking at the manga version, because I wanted to see how the story is going to end. But even though I do like the manga in some aspects, some of the action and some of the characters, it still makes me pine for the anime version, and I'm really hoping that this is going to be a big springboard for that. All I know is I have no idea what to expect from this final battle with the Quincy leader. You know, the fact that Ichigo was defeated so easily before leads me to believe that this is not going to be a very easy battle. And a lot of people like to use the term ass pull, like they're going to pull some sort of crazy power out of someone's ass and just hand it over to Ichigo. Something like that could happen, but I'd really like if a lot of other characters got involved in this final battle as well, especially the character of Uryu Ishida. In fact, I kind of imagine that Ichigo and Ishida are going to team up together against the Quincy leader. This is like the perfect combination of Shinigami and Quincy. It also shows how far they've come. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with this, but I'm going to give this chapter right here a 4 out of 5. I know a lot of people aren't really liking Bleach right now, but honestly, I liked this one. I liked the return of the full-brain characters. They were very controversial in their very own arc, but honestly, I think they're really creative, and I'm glad that they finally got to return to do something, and at least that one something is going to be something very important. But I also want to hear from you guys. What do you want to see from the last couple chapters of Bleach, from the final battle and the epilogue of the series? How do you want to see things wrapped up? And are you disappointed that it is going to be ending so soon? And do you want to see the anime version of Bleach return? Please tell me in the comments section below. Thank you, my friends, for watching this review. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and make sure to also check out our weekly podcast show, The Powerful Nerdcast. It's really freaking awesome. You can check out a link for that in the description box below. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby.